Hey guys, we are going to do a reading called What You Need to Know Right Now. There's only one pile. This is the reading. It's either your reading or it is not. I always ask for the messages to be as specific as possible, even though, yes, this is a general reading. I find that all the readings on here are so generalized where it's like, what's the point of watching? Because it's just so general to the point where it can be for anybody. So I'm trying to get as specific messages as possible. I am a psychic, and then I am also developing mediumship. I mean, I basically already do that as well, as far as like I see who's coming through and I get bits and pieces of information, but I want to practice more of that. So I do actually, there was somebody I picked up on in here who I'm about to tell you right now, but please comment and let me know if any of these messages are going to resonate with any of you. If they do resonate with any of you, not trying to like bait anybody, but it just helps me as the reader know that somebody out there, this does pertain to them, that you relate to this message. If you do, go ahead and please let me know. So again, what you need to know right now at this moment. What was the first thing I got? Oh, right off the bat, I was seeing a black car, specifically a black sports car, a convertible. I almost wrote Corvette, but it didn't have to be a Corvette. It was just convertible. So whether it doesn't matter if it's an old car, a new car, an expensive car, not expensive car, I was just getting black car, convertible, sports car. So I don't know if that's a car you have, if you just bought this car, if it was an older car. Anyway, whatever that pertains to. And then I also got, someone was is thinking about this or has just gotten back from this. I wrote someone is taking their kid on it, and I saw like a little girl. It doesn't have to be a little girl, but like she looked almost like a toddler. It doesn't have to be a toddler, but basically I saw that you were taking your kid on a trip somewhere cold, going to snow for first time. And then I wrote you just got back from the trip, or you're going on the trip. I think it'll go well and you'll be glad you took her. So that could be for somebody, anyway, I'm repeating myself. I talk fast too, by the way, like I got to get it out or else it'll go, even though I wrote this down. Oh, I wrote kid showing me his Band-Aid. So be careful your kid doesn't get hurt playing outside. I was seeing a boy in a blue striped t-shirt showing me his elbow with a Band-Aid on it. So either that is literally representing, him showing me that he got hurt, got scrapes, whether he's, riding a bike, scooter, skateboard, and falls, or the scrapes can be indicative of just getting injured in general. So the message there is just, maybe pay extra attention to your kids. I don't know, it's spring break, so maybe they're out riding their bikes or outside playing around, roughing around, and one of them might get a little banged up, whether it's a broken wrist, arm, a sprain. It might be like a sprain. I heard fracture. Just watch your kids, as what I was hearing. And then the next thing I wrote, I feel like this is for, it doesn't have to be, but I feel like this is going to be for some older people that are watching this video in general, at least older than me. I'm 31. Just that was the vibe I was getting when I was full, especially if I'm reading about people who have kids. I don't know, you can be younger than that, but there's other things too here, which we're getting to. I wrote feeling nostalgic more than usual right now. You might do some spring cleaning, and it might basically bring up some memories from childhood. There's just, when you feel nostalgic, but it's more than usual, there's also a feeling like nostalgia, but mixed with guilt and time being lost, like wanting to make up for lost time, or just nostalgia. And then I wrote, I think it relates to somebody thinking about their mom. I don't know why, but the feeling of nostalgia and thinking of childhood and memories, I feel like somebody's thinking of their mom right now. I feel like someone wishes they told their mom more about what they meant to them. Maybe you weren't as expressive with it, or wish you could just tell them again. But whether it was your mom or your dad, because maybe somebody here is like, it's not my mom, but it's just my parents in general, or my dad, but I was getting mom specifically. But whether your mom, I feel like they want to know, like, whether their mom, what whether you know it or not, basically your mom just wants to acknowledge that they love you and that they hear you. And when you're thinking, let me tell you this too, when you have that immense feeling of nostalgia, and sometimes when you're that sad, it's actually because your loved ones are really close to you. And that's also why sometimes they don't like to linger around too long, because it's like, even if it's subconsciously, it's like that sense of familiarity, it's kind of palpable in your energy field, and then that's why you get that feeling of nostalgia. So you could really be thinking of your mom right now that has passed, or you could just be far for them if your mom is still alive, but yes, you are missing them right now. Maybe it's just because you live far from them. But either way, whether your mom is alive or not alive, somebody who's feeling very nostalgic, missing their mom, and they just want to acknowledge that they love you, and that they don't want you to have any feelings of guilt or shame for not expressing it more. Like, they just want you to know they love you. They love you regardless. And then we're almost done here. Probably like 2 more minutes. Oh, I was seeing another older lady, a tan lady. She was slim, tall. I would say, like, this woman, I'm getting like 5'9" to 5'11". She was tan, slim, looked very healthy, and then she was wearing like pink cotton shorts and a pink cotton like shirt or tank top. But she was like, I would say, like, in her, I don't know if she was in her 60s. Like, I know she was older, but like, she was very healthy, very fit. And she had like salt and pepper hair that was, it wasn't necessarily a bob. It was a little shorter than a bob, but it wasn't a pixie either. But she had shorter salt and pepper hair. She was very tan. Like, she's a white lady, but she was very tan. I got the feeling that she would have spent a lot of time outdoors, loved to be outdoors. And then what did I write here? Would have been, yeah, I wrote like, would have been an active older woman. So she was older, but she was very active, looked very good for her age, and just very healthy and active, loved to be outdoors. I keep saying that, but I feel like I couldn't overstate it enough. Oh, and then the outfit that she was wearing that I said, the pink shirt and shorts that were like cotton, it kind of reminded me of, like, they were looser. So not like a tight pink shirt and shorts like the girls would wear today at the gym. Nothing tight. These were looser. It kind of reminded me, like, in the 90s when they would have like their biker cotton shorts and t-shirt, except it wasn't like that. It was like a pink cotton shirt and pink shorts, but they were both just kind of loose. And she was older, but I got the feeling like 90s or early 2000s. I don't know if that's when, if you were born, if this is for somebody who was, oh, I was actually going to say when they died, but then I said when you were born. So I don't know if you were born in the 90s or they died in the 90s or 2000s, but that was just the vibe of what she was wearing. If that's when she passed. I described her. Yep. Yeah, not a tomboy, but she just loved anything outside. Again, she just, anything outside. It's like a mom who puts their kid in a bunch of sports. Like this, she would have been like very supportive and a big proponent, is that the word I'm looking for spending a lot of time outdoors. So think of like a mom who's like, I'm gonna put you in soccer, I'm gonna put you in swim, I'm gonna like want you like to try all these things. I was gonna say triathlete for a second. She looked like she could be a triathlete, whoever this woman was. What else did I write? Okay, so we're gonna close that out. The other thing I wrote, I got 2 more little things and then we're done here. I wrote aim wide, cast something about casting a wide net, opposite of narrowing in on your choices. So you know how usually we would say like narrow in on like these 1 or 2 things, like you need to narrow it in on your, I was gonna say not your niche, but what it is you want to do. This was actually saying the opposite. Like, don't sell yourself short. Like, there's more like this is actually a good thing about having more options. Cast a wide net. What did I say? Opposite of narrowing in on choices. They want you to not limit your options. Don't limit your options. So that would actually hinder you. So like, I don't know what this is. I'm sure it's different for some people because everything else was specific. So this could actually pertain to a few different people watching this. But yeah, they want you to not limit your options. And then I wrote, sometimes the most unlikely of options turn out to also be the best of options. Choose carefully, but choose differently. And like, that was kind of wild. So I basically think what they're saying, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They're literally telling you. Sometimes, I'm going to say that one more time. I felt like that was really powerful. So sometimes the most unlikely of options turn out to also be the best of options. Choose carefully, but choose differently. It's like, I almost wanted to say it's obvious, but it's not obvious at the same time. Does that make sense? You might, like, somebody might even be thinking that it's obvious, but it's not obvious. The most unlikely of options turn out to also be the best of options. So that's why they're saying cast your net wide, because for instance, it's like, this is the scenario they're giving me. Let's say you're like, I'm deciding between these 3 things that I want to do, but I'm going to, for instance, if it's a resume, this is just, it doesn't have to be a job, but this is an example. Well, I was only going to apply to these 3 places because even though I wanted to apply to these other 2 places too, but I don't think these other 2 places will even look at my resume, right? Because I'm not even qualified. So I'm just going to stick to these 3 places, even though I also want to apply to these. You're going to apply to all 5, right? The 3 that you knew you were going to apply to, and then the extra 2 that you're going to take a chance on. So 5 total. Let's say, for instance, you get an acceptance from one of those 2 that you were not going to even bother with because you thought you weren't going to get it. That's the feeling that I'm getting. I hope that puts it in a way that is understandable. That's basically what they're saying. Cast wide. It could be the more unlikely of options that you wouldn't have chosen that will actually be best. Choose carefully, but choose differently. So don't always play it safe. Don't go with, okay, we're done with that. The last thing, this is the last thing. And by the way, look how much I wrote. That and that. Okay. The last thing I wrote was, this was kind of odd. I'm just going to read it. Nobody likes you anymore. I wrote that in quotes. And then I put, I feel like you're done. I feel like you're done with appeasing people. I think you are realizing these people are not in your best interest anyway, so you're not going to give them any more chances. You're done, and not angry, just done. That's actually kind of, if you think about it, it's really, I wanted to say, yes, empowering, but also like it kind of alleviates any social pressures or self whatever. Nobody likes you anymore, right? It's like these people don't like you anyway, no matter what you do. Yeah, appeasing people. I got appeasing. So maybe that's something like you've been thinking lately, or that you're always thinking already. You're like, I'm not here to appease anybody, and you're not. Yeah. I'm realizing these people are not in your best interest anyway, so you're not going to give them any more chances. Like, let me see, like, now it's like, I don't care if they accept me or not. I'm just doing me. Like, and I feel like there's no official, like, let's have a talk about this. Yeah, I don't really, like, there's none of that. Like, I think you're just done. I feel like this already is done. You're not angry, you're just done. So I think this is more just ending on a note of people are realizing this about you, because I feel like that's not something you're just stepping into. I feel like that's done. Like, you've been done with that. You're like, yeah, I'm already out of that. Like, you're no longer a people pleaser. But I think this is just something that's coming up, because this could be something that people are really now noticing. So, like, let's say you've been done with these people, but they're just now kind of realizing it because maybe somebody, I don't know, tried to reach out or tried to see if you would have not a reaction, but tried to see, I don't know, test the waters. I don't know. Maybe that's different for everybody, but just people are now knowing that you don't care and that you're also not going to appease them. And then it's so, like, they see you empowered. Ew. And like, people don't like when you're empowered. Yeah, because they're disempowered. Disempowered people don't like empowered people because they're disempowered. Go figure. So that's about it. Wow, 16 minutes. I didn't even use cards for this, by the way. I have my crystals sitting here on my little stand. I have my Lemurian crystal quartz that I just kind of, people scry with water. I just kind of sat, meditate, channeled, and looked at my crystal a bit. I'm very visual, so that's what helps me. Anyway, please comment if any of this resonated for you. I know it was very specific, but that's actually why I kind of liked that we ended on those two pieces of advice, notes or whatever at the end, because that was something that could have been applicable to more people, because there was a lot of specificness in here. So if any of this resonated, please let me know, because again, it helps me as the reader. And if there's any other types of readings you would like to see, let me know. I might temporarily offer like just free donation based type of readings as I start to practice more and more, because this is something I kind of want to start to do. And then I know, well, I already do it, but side hustle it or whatever, because I already can do this. But I had been out of the game for about 2 years, so I'm practicing right now, and I might offer this. So just let me know. Okay. Bye, guys.